educational qualifications. Dr. Oluwatosin Olatunjoye is an alumnus of the School of Estate, where he learned the fundamental and comprehensive aspects of real estate. He has several certifications, which include the Metropolitan School of Business and Management. Also has a certificate in entrepreneurial management by the Enterprise Development Center, Pan Atlantic University and Lagos Business School. He is currently the chairman of Sirius Group International, where he leads a large number of young professionals with the aim of building a conglomerate that would stand the test of time and generate high and long-term returns to all stakeholders using real estate, investment, agriculture, transport, and logistics. In recognition of his contribution to real estate industry and the society at large, he has won prestigious awards including the Nigerian Achievers Award 2020, the Top 50 Entrepreneurs in Nigerian Award, the Icon of Humanity Award, and Nigerian Property Merit Awards, the Nelson Mandela Award for Excellence and Integrity, 40 Under 40 CEO Awards, the Next Booms Award by Business Day, as well as the City People Real Estate Award. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome on stage Dr. Oluwatosin Olatunjoye.
All right. Thank you very much. Please let's be seated. Briefly, I'll be talking about financial intelligence, and I'll also be dynamic in my speech, just to quickly touch some places. And before I do that, I really want to appreciate my great mentor, Pastor Ni Adesanya, for the great presentation that has been given to us. In fact, when I was told that I would be the next person, I asked myself question that, what am I going to say again? My mentor has said it all, but I believe with the order of the program, I just still have to say something. So today we are going to be talking about the key pointers to attaining financial success. The key pointers to attaining financial success, because I believe that for you to be successful, you need to be financially intelligent. And you have been hearing a lot about this since we started, and I believe that there's still more to talk about it. But basically, I would like to be practical a bit than talking about the details that are on the slide. So when we're talking about financial success, it requires us, or it requires you, to have the necessary financial intelligence that needed to be put in place. So there's no way you can have the financial success without being financially intelligent. So the first part of it is for you to acquire the necessary knowledge that you need to acquire by ensuring that the knowledge you have acquired in terms of finances leads you to become financially successful. Because most time, you'll realize that even from school, there is no topic that is called financial intelligence. There's no topic in school that will teach you how to make money or how to multiply money. It is after you've acquired some of the things, some of the information that you need to acquire, and you put all those information into implementation, then you begin to make financial success. So this take me back to one of the formula that I crammed so much in school, because I believe that this formula is going to be a formula that I will use to make wealth. And I'm sure some of you will still remember this formula. The formula is called Almighty Formula. How many of you remember that formula? Mm-hmm. Almighty Formula. In fact, I crammed this formula so much that I thought that's the formula I will use to make wealth. In fact, even till now, I still remember the formula. The formula is minus b plus minus square. In fact, I normally use it to sing. If you know the song, you can follow me. Minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. And we keep singing about this formula. We keep singing about this formula every time, because I so much believe that once I have the formula, once I understand the Almighty Formula, I'll be able to implement this Almighty Formula to become a successful person. But after graduating and I begin to face the life, I realized that all the formulas that I've been cramming on my head is just bullshit. It's bullshit, because the formula cannot really make me to be a successful person. I just need this formula for me to be able to be intelligent. And that's the reason why we have great mentors around us. Because for you to be financially intelligent, as my father said, Pastor Nia Adesoya, you don't need to, it's not something that you are going to be taught. You need to move with people that will give you great information on how to make money. So, on this note, we are talking about financial intelligence, and also you'll be able to know that it is not also about financial intelligence, because you need to be financially intelligent in order for you to be financially successful. So with that, the road that leads to attaining financial success is very, very linear. It's very, very linear. It requires a lot of discipline and intentional habits. Getting yourself on a sound financial footing takes a lot, like building a successful business. It can be a decades-long enterprise requiring planning, skills, and also patience. Because if you look at your journey from the beginning till now, you realize that everything you have been passing through, all the information you have been trying to gather, is actually positioning you towards financial success. So all these necessary information that you need to gather is about finances, about money management, is positioning you towards financially successful. Because without having those information, then you may not be able to get it rightly. And that's the reason why I also appreciate my great mentor, my father, Pastor Olumide Emmanuel, for the school of money that he has also created. Because there's no school of money in the higher institution. There's no school of money in the university or in the secondary school. But he has created this school, which is School of Money, where you can learn how to make money and how to, implement it, or how to use it, or how to manage it. So all these things are very important. What is financial success? Financial success depends on perspectives and individual. Depends on perspectives and individual. Therefore, that makes it a bit difficult to explain, as everyone has their own definition. Real financial success is attained when the accumulation of wealth or achieved level of income is enough money to support your ideal life. Hopefully, for the rest of your life. Some refer to it as financial independence or financial freedom. Pastor Lee have told us that it is not about the money we make in our bank account. It is not about the money or the funds we have been able to gather. It is about how we can make this money to the extent that other people also, get the impact of the work that you have done. So it is very important for us to understand that for you to attain a financial success, you need to be financially intelligent. So by so doing, I would like to share some 8 key pointers to attaining financial success. I can understand what it takes. I can understand. I have been there before. I know how the journey started. I can tell the story from the beginning till the end, the way it started. It has always, the road to success has always been difficult. The road to success is not a smooth journey. The road to success is a journey that you have to pay the price to get there. Even if you get there without paying the price, you realize that management of it may not be possible. And at the end, everything you have gathered, you end up losing it in one day. So, I started my journey as a businessman in 2007. And what I am into is to sell insurance. And insurance man those days is different from the insurance man of now. Those days when you see insurance man, the way they call us, we put on a shoe. If you want to recognize, just check the suit from here, and from here, instead of black, it's already turning to brown. I've been there before. The shoe you put on, because you've walked a long distance. Insurance, we can walk. In fact, that time, long distance is just when you're saying that, is it not that place? I remember one of my oga will say, why should I have to buy a car when my house is just there? And when I tried to understand where the man was saying his house was, it's actually a far distance. And I was like, wow. So my oga can even say, well, why should I buy a car? My place is not far, and it's just there. So I have been there before. I know the journey. I know what I have passed through. And I am saying that I know many of you have also done the same thing. But I can tell you that these are the price we all need to pay to be financially successful. So I'm going to be sharing with you about 8 points because the time will not permit me to say more than this. So the first point I want you to note is that you must have a solid plan. And your plan must be very, very calculative. You must be calculative about it. You must ensure that you put a strategy in place that will ensure that you develop a solid plan that will help you in the future. When I worked so hard that from being an agent, I grew to become a unit manager, from unit manager to become an agency manager while I was working with ICO. I know when I'm supposed to resign. In fact, in the nationwide of ICO Insurance PLC that period, I was in number 9th position out of about 200 and something agency managers. And I put a pen and I said, I want to resign because I love being challenged. I love so much challenge and I want to face more challenge, And I put a pen on a paper and I resigned. One woman walked straight to meet me and asked me, Tosin, I'm so close to you. I said, yes, ma'am. He said, I know a lot of people may not be able to tell you this, but I just want to open my mouth to tell you. Because some people have been talking to me about this, but I don't know how to hide it any longer. Are you sure? Are you sure that it is not a cause from your village that is making you to resign from ICO? Because you are making it, you are making more money. You are making good. On a monthly basis, your income is close to 1.52 million naira. Why should you resign? And me too, I quickly go to my quiet place and I ask myself a question. Are you sure, guy? Are you sure you checked this thing enough? women can be very, very afraid of such thing. My wife called me to the room and she was like, are you sure you checked this thing very well? You know we are still seeing money to eat. Most times it's always eat, family, children, eat, family, children. You know we are still seeing money to eat. We are still paying children's school fees. If you go and resign now, how do we meet up all these expenses? And I look at it that, well, it is until you understand the journey we're going before you can, support me in this drive. And we begin the journey. And we started it. In fact, for the first 6 months, my wife was still watching me from far, saying, let me be seeing how it will work. I pray it will work because I know everything you want to achieve, you are always determined to achieve it. But I'm still afraid though. And thank God to the able team I have, the top the management staffs of the company, the operation staff, the sales force, everybody, I so much appreciate you, because today could not have been a great success if it is not God Almighty and also your support so far. And that's the reason why we've been able to do a little that we've been able to do for the period of 3 years. And some people talk to me and I keep wondering that what you have been able to achieve, some people have worked for 10 years and they have not achieved it. And that makes me to be able to glorify God for what He has done for the company, Zealous Group International. Thank you. So, you must have a solid plan. You must have a solid plan. Number 2, you must invest in yourself. You must invest in yourself. Some of you will make money and you cannot spare a little amount of money to buy books. A certain percentage of your income cannot be used to buy book that you read and get more information. See, running up and down is not really where the money is. The money is in the information you are able to acquire. It is the information that you get, that you implement, that becomes money for you. So most time, whenever I pray to God, in my quiet moment, I don't know how to pray too much. I don't know how to pray. I don't have to go to mountain and go and use 1 year before I pray to God. I don't know how to fast. I don't know how to fast. In fact, whenever I'm supposed to fast, sometimes I will call my pastor and say, "Sir, that day you let me because I don't know how to do it." But I know that with people around me and also with God Almighty around me, I go quietly and I pray. In fact, sometimes my wife is always interested in, can't you pray loud so that I can be hearing your prayer? Maybe my own prayer is also part of it. Although I will pray for my family, I will pray for her. But most time I always pray in quiet to God. And I see things materializing. So, we have to ensure that we invest in ourselves. And most time, whenever I pray that God should give me wisdom and understanding. Sir, I don't know how to quote Bible. I'm not a pastor. But I've seen a lot of story in the Bible that I'm using that is helping me so much. And one of the stories is that I know that when God asked Solomon that, what do you want me to do for you? Solomon said that, sir, please, I don't know if I'm right, but you guide me, sir. Solomon said that he needs only wisdom and what? Help me now. Wisdom and understanding. But God knows that if he gives Solomon wisdom and understanding, there's no way Solomon will not have money. There's no way Solomon will not know that he's supposed to take care of his health. Because the wisdom and understanding will be there that will guide him. So he asks for wisdom and understanding. So you need to get information. And it is by investing in yourself, buying books, changing your clothes. In fact, I have someone that if he check his pocket, you won't meet 1 naira in his pocket. But whenever he's coming, the way the guy will iron his clothes with starch. In fact, you know, this guy has money. But when you say, bring the money out, you understand? You need to package yourself. It is part of the tools to financial success. Package yourself. Let people see you and be able to associate themselves with you. Perception and also first impression is key. In fact, before somebody will allow you to talk to them, they want to see you from far and know if they are going to spend enough time with you or lesser time. So, invest in yourself. The next one is create a budget and stick to it. When you create a budget, it will be a guide towards being a financial successful. The next one is develop a saving culture to accumulate wealth. Sometimes you feel that there are some amount you cannot reach. But for you to reach that amount, it requires that you accumulate funds, you accumulate the money you make. Then if you want to achieve 1.2 million naira in 12 months, maybe you have not seen million before. What it just takes you is to save 100,000 on a monthly basis. In the next 12 months, you are going to be a millionaire. But it is difficult to be done. So you need to develop a saving culture to accumulate wealth. The fifth one is that you need to invest in the right source to generate passive income. In fact, the income you make alone may not be enough. Because the more you make money, the more demands increase, the more responsibility also increase. And this calls for you to make more money. Whenever you see that your expenses is above your income, then that is telling you that you need to change your state of work. You need to change what you're doing at the moment. Or you need to add more to what you're doing. So by so doing, you need to invest rightly to generate more money to yourself. So the 6th point says that diversify your investment. Diversify your investment. Because when you invest in a place, also ensure that you invest in other places so that you can be able to diversify. And by so doing, you'll be able to have multiple income. Avoid being in debt. Number 7, avoid being in debt. Because, in fact, you think that the debt you are bringing to yourself is actually helping you. But you realize that there are some debt you incur that huge interest is being added to it. So when you use those funds to do something, you realize that even the profit you are supposed to make, you end up using that profit to service the debt you have incurred. So avoid being in debt and make sure that you are very, very calculative about it. Should in case you meet yourself in it, or else you will not be able to manage it. And before you know, you'll be running etoscatter. So the last point says that be patient. Financial success is not achieved in a day. I'm sure everything we're going to be talking about today is not for you to just leave this venue now and just become financially successful. See, Pastor Deya have said that. Pastor Lude have said that once I leave this place, I will become financially successful. No. What we're doing here, and that's the reason why I want you to really pay attention and take every note you can take, because information is going to be coming out to you. And when you take that note, you are expected to go out there and start implementing it. And by so doing, you will realize that you are going to be able to achieve a lot. So, as I said, attaining financial success is about being financially intelligent. And for you to be financially intelligent, You need to acquire knowledge. You need to get more of information. And that is part of the reason why we're here today. And I want to really appreciate you all for taking time to be here today. And I'm sure we are all going to enjoy this session together. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, briefly, Dr. Tosin shared with us 8 important things, and I hope we can remember those things. One, he talked about what? Second, 3, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Let's put our hand together. Thank you so much. It was obvious that you were following 8 steps added to the SMART and the intelligence that Dr. Niyade spoke about. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate you. I keep adding the doctor, sir. Yeah. I don't know, you just keep the unction, doesn't doctor. Maybe, okay, yes, sir. Because listening to, close to the doctor. Yes, sir. You know, that's what you said. You have to associate with him. So, yeah. I'm also a doctor. I mean, yeah. I used to be a native doctor, but thank God for God that delivered me that. All right. At this time, we'd like to go straight to our panel session. The first one for today. Our panel session for today is also, this one's going to be very interactive. We'll be having Mr. Samson Olatunde and Mr. Tadekash. Yes, I know. Let's have the introduction from Mr. and I will introduce the person that will be talking to. Can we have the introduction from Mr. Tadekash and the introduction from Mr. Samson, and then I will introduce. Well, please.
Next is yet another panelist, Samson Olatunde. Samson Olatunde is a Nigerian admired digital entrepreneur and a man of multiple talents. A speaker, trainer, author, consultant, coach, and philanthropist. He is the founder of the Digital CEO Tribe, Africa's community of digital savvy professionals, with a vision to help businesses in sub-Saharan Africa and beyond. In his untiring quest to nurture career professionals and entrepreneurs, Samson Olatunde founded the Samson Olatunde Foundation with a mandate to transform Africa through education and enterprise using ICT. Samson Olatunde is the host of a digital conversation aimed at telling stories of real people going to real places on real platform. He is the author of more than 30 books, including his latest book titled The Digital Entrepreneur. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage our panelist, Samson Olatunde.
Can we appreciate Mr. Samson Olatunde? And now our next speaker, our next panelist is Mr. Tadekash.
Tadekash is a world-class cash flow entrepreneur and investor, a super wealth coach, legendary closer, and an educator. He's the co-founder of more than 5 cash-rich businesses and believes that assets should be predictable, consistent, and perpetual income that funds our lifestyle. It shows individuals, companies, and nations how to unlock the hidden asset that will create perpetual, consistent, and predictable prosperity for them. He is the creator of the Short and Sell program and the Money Mastery program. He is the author of Shut Up and Collect the Money, the Money Mastery Revolution, Build Assets, Not Just a Business, as well as the Wealth Genocide. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we welcome on stage, Tadekash.
Let's appreciate Mr. Tadekash. Thank you so much. And to moderate this session, I'd like to introduce our moderator. Ernest Moyo Sorulwa is a broadcast journalist, public speaker, content creator, social entrepreneur, passionate about change and growth in our community. He's an honored personality and has worked with different media outfits. She's currently a presenter and content creator of Zelos Group International. Please put your hand together for Moyo Sorulwa. Can we celebrate her, please? As she coordinates this session, she will be handling, let's celebrate her, please. Hallelujah. Oh, I said hallelujah. Okay. Hosanna. Is there sound? Can you speak? Speak now in the name of Jesus. Is it working? We can't have this type of wife cannot work in this commission. What are we talking about? Is it working? The mic is not working. We can't leave Kaduna and come to Lagos.
Well, that has been fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for Sako once again. He's been doing an amazing job. Thank you. I would like to especially say a very big welcome to everyone here today, the chairman and our distinguished speakers, as well as our honorable panelists. I am so blessed to be seated amongst amazing men, and they look dapper, by the way. All right, we can stick with this. Media team, please, we can stick with this for a while if you're still trying to fix that. Thank you. All right then, this is going to be an interesting panel session for a lot of reasons, and that is because there's been a lot of conversation going on already in line with some of the things you need to prepare your mind with when it comes to being financially intelligent. And a lot has been said by Pastor Niyi Adesanya as well as the chairman, Zealous Groups International. But I'm sure that it's always good to also have people from, the middle of the conversation come on board to share some of the things that they know, they've experienced, and they want to make you also see as we continue with the conversation today. I have the cash flow expert seated here today, and I also have a digital entrepreneur joining this particular conversation. I'm sure you were expecting us to have the panel session, a panel session before this one, but we're definitely going to bring that afterwards. This one is coming up now because we've had so many conversations around what to do to achieve success, financial intelligence, what it is, and some of the things you need to know about being financially intelligent. So now we're going to have this panel session precede the first one we ought to have, because this time around, we want you to see, practically from this very amazing men with me today, insight on how you can maximize opportunities as well as generate wealth. So this is going to be the practical, Chairman went practical, Pastor Niyi also went practical, but this is a deeper level of practicality, because panel sessions gives room for you to explore and of course ask questions that you want to ask or that you have in mind that you can't ask the speakers. So we are going to kick off with those deep thoughts right now, because I know these men, they are not here to play at all. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be asking a few questions on your behalf, and then we'll give room for maybe one or two more persons to ask them questions. Like I said, Mr. Tade Kash is a digital cash flow expert as well as the digital entrepreneur here. So we're going to have two sides of the conversation. But my first question for Mr. Tade Kash is, as a cash flow entrepreneur, I'm sure you're one person who is very particular about, you can get it, go for it, you have that, look at the opportunities right in front of you, go for it. So now, can you please tell us in about a minute or two, what you think really is, or what do you think maximizing opportunity is? Like, what does it mean to maximize opportunity? Looking at it from the financial intelligence aspect.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, so when you look at life generally, for me, I went to school, I studied economics. By the way, I had a first class studying economics. And you will realize that in the course of doing that for 4 years, looking at the books, reading it every single day, there is no professor that comes into the classroom to talk to me about my personal economy. There is only one class in all of the 4 years that talk about my personal economy. And it's very simple. It's just one line, one lecture. That means the process has already been rigged against you for you not to be financially successful. So you left school and you are wondering, like, okay, I know all these books, I can do all this stuff, and then the best deal that will have been for you is to go and be a lecturer, and you don't want to be a lecturer, so the game is against you already. So what do? Opportunities is like beauty. It's in the eyes of the beholder. And so one thing that makes opportunity real for people is the capacity that you have developed. Opportunity is everywhere. It's like the air that you breathe, but you can't see it if you don't develop the channel and the room for you to be able to see it. So we're in this room today. I was coming when my boy is talking, Pastor Neil Adesoya, and I was watching online when he was talking about the intelligent and being smart. And you know, you can see that we have been carried away with smartness, but smartness limits you if you are not intelligent. So this is it. If you want to maximize opportunity, the first thing is be truthful to yourself. I need to become the kind of person that attracts opportunity. If I don't become that kind of person, it's like shading your own shadow. You will shade it till you are 90 and you will never get anything. So it begins with you, not the outside. You. That means if you are not becoming it, you cannot have it. Right. It's very, very practical.
Very, very practical. You know, when he said it's in you, it just kept reminding me of Papilo. You know, that advert from Pick Milk back in the day, right? Somebody is getting me, right? Interested. So yes, it's in you and it starts from right within. And that's a very important point to take on. Let's go to the digital entrepreneur. We're talking about opportunities, and you have rightly said that there are so many of them, and it starts from what you can see within you. On the external front, we have so many digital tools. You know, in this age, I mean, it's the 21st century, and a lot of people are talking about how you need to maximize this, maximize that tool, this tool, and that tool. As a digital entrepreneur, can you share with us some of the tools, you know, that should be maximized when we're talking about financial intelligence, building a business, and entrepreneurship?
Okay, thank you. It's good to be here. I think it's very important for us to understand that technology is just to make it to be effective and efficient to achieve more. I mean, so you're doing things manually and then you introduce what makes you do things in a very simplified way. That's just what technology is about. And so if you're introducing technology to achieve many things, you have to first master your game. You stay on your strengths. You use the tools that you know that you are good at. It's either you learn it, you outsource to someone who knows how to do it for you to be able to achieve more of your results when you're using technology. Now, talking about maximizing and taking advantage of different platforms, I think that you need to understand that when you're on the internet, you don't compete, but you collaborate. Because you can't compete with a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're big enough, they have resources, they have investors. And then if you're just starting up, you don't have that. What you have to do is to think around collaborating with those platforms. Now, so you've got Facebook that can segment for you effectively where those people are. Then you need to begin to think about what you're doing on the platform. Now, you don't become a noise maker talking about what is happening, but you become a money maker. To become a money maker means that you have a product or service that you want to sell to a starving crowd on the internet, and then you maximize that platform to make it happen. So how does it work? It's simple. For instance, I take a Facebook, I have a product, I'm selling shoes. I want to look for people that have the capacity to buy from me. I do my statistics appropriately. I place my advert to reach those people. What I'm doing is that I'm collaborating with that platform to reach out to people on the platform who are willing to buy my product once they see it. And I can use technology to achieve so much for myself to make more money. So it means that you need to begin to think around why you are on that platform and what you are selling to people who are starving crowd on that platform, and how much you can make faster, easier, being simplified to make more money for yourself on the internet. That's one of the ways to maximize that platform called social media.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for them. I'm sure you're following the process. Like I said, it's very key because we need to begin to see more practical side to the conversation. I have this question for you also before we go to the people. You know, every time people talk about generating wealth in Nigeria, I'm not myopic, but sometimes I'm like, is it really possible? Because, you know, a lot of people feel like Nigeria stiffen so many things, stiffen your dreams, stiffen your purpose, your work, your business. It's either you're fighting Nepal, or you know, there's so many troubles, yeah? But we're not going to touch that. But I want to ask you, genuinely, do you think it is possible to amass wealth? Because most people just want to make an ends meet. Do you think it's possible to amass wealth? If yes, how?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Now, you need to understand that wealth is not an event, it's a process. And for you to amass wealth, you also need to understand the origin of wealth or the dynamics that make it happen. Now, where can you find money? You can find money in two places in particular. Number one, you can find money in chaotic places. Number two, is Nigeria chaotic? Yes. Number two, you can find money in the places where there are many troubles and there are many problems. Did they have problems in Nigeria? So this is then what happened. Your problem is that you are taking Nigerian problem personal. Because it is not taking Nigerian problem personal that will make you create wealth in Nigeria. You consume the news, you don't use it. So most Nigerians consume news rather than using news. What happened to you when you consume news? You grow fat with worries. What happened to you when you use news? You grow rich with wealth. So in Nigeria, you need to understand that there is problem. Now in South Africa, 2 months ago, my friend was coming to Nigeria. He went to the Nigerian embassy to pick his passport. And he saw a lot of South Africans that wanted to come, especially the whites. They wanted to come to Nigeria and they denied them visa and they started crying. And my friend was watching them and he was wondering, what's wrong with you? You are trying to come to Nigeria. And then I said something to him. You should pray that what makes a South African cry because they deny him visa to come to Nigeria, God should open your eyes to see it. Because you see, money is in problems. Wherever problem goes, money goes there. But this is it. Problem is not an opportunity. What makes problem an opportunity is for you to see it ahead and prepare for it. So that when it shows up, you can use it. You can build wealth in Nigeria. And that is why all the speakers that are talking to you today, they're talking to you about the money seedlings of wealth, which is financial intelligence. Because for you to build money tree, you need a seedling. And the money seedling of wealth is financial intelligence. Ability to see the missing structure where other people are making noise. That is what Nigeria is. It's a pot of gold. For those that have capacity, for those that have courage, for those that have commitment, and they can use it. So this is it. Can you build wealth in Nigeria? Absolutely yes. Can you go very poor in Nigeria? Absolutely yes. The choice is yours.
I'm glad I did not tell you to clap before you did so, because right now that one hits me in my brain. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still talking about generating wealth, maximizing money. This digital tool that you were trying to explain to us earlier on, is it part of the things we really need to generate this wealth? He just told us that getting wealth or generating wealth is possible. How then do we do it using those tools?
Okay, so I think Tade has done a lot of foundation for me, and I think it's very important for us to just walk through some practical steps. So if you want to make money on the internet using the digital tools, you want to understand that you work with what I call the P's. So you must develop your passion, discover and develop your passion. Because many people are passionately poor just because they don't understand the business side of their passion. There's a business side of what you know how to do. There's a business side of what you know how to do. And then you have to begin to discover and develop that passion. Then you look for those people. That's the second P. The first P is discover your passion. The second P is discover the people in which those passion you're willing to serve with. So it means that on the internet you have different kinds of people. You have the buyers, you have the sellers, you have the scammers. Who do you want? People that want to buy what you know how to do. So for you to be able to sell to those people what you know how to do, you have to begin to think about the problem of those people on the internet. So that's the third P. I've got a passion. I'm looking for the people in which my passion connect to. I'm looking for the problem of those people. Then I begin to think about what value can I bring to that marketplace in exchange for money, which is your product. You don't get online without selling something. You must be selling a solution. Your solution has to be put together in a product. Your solution must meet the people in which your passion that you have created in a product format connect to those people. And then you begin to think around how do you package it. Many a times you see something on Jumia, Konga, e-commerce site, you get interested, you do an impulse buying, and by the time it comes to you, you ask the question, is this what I ordered for? There's a part of the packaging of what attracts people on based on the content you're willing to give them that you are putting in the product. And then you begin to now scale up to say, how much do I want to make in this marketplace? And that goes to the next P, which is your platform. So you've got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, from your passion to the people, to the problem, to the product, to the packaging, and then you are in the market to want to sell. How much you want to sell determines how much advert you want to place, how much targeted audience you want to get out there, and then what you want to do on that to generate more money for yourself. And then you think around the profit. Except you're running an NGO. If what you are doing is for you to make profit, it means that you need to begin to think about how do I get return on investment, putting those products together in a solution that will meet the people's needs on the internet, and then that begins to work. So it means that all of the things I've explained is what you have to first do. And then where you now come up to begin to look at a way to scale it up is that platform called the digital platform. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, how much more do you understand in leveraging on that market to make more money for yourself? So it means that what has happened to many of you is that you have been passing over opportunity repeatedly without understanding how to turn your passion to profit using the internet.
Interesting. So which of these platforms are you using to generate wealth? Which one of them? Don't worry, I'll take your chorus answer. Which one? None. Nobody is using any of digital tool here.
Yeah.
That's why the English was not
Instagram.
hard. Which of the platforms are you using to generate wealth?
Instagram, Facebook.
Which one? Don't worry, I'm taking it.
WhatsApp.
Which one? Go ahead. LinkedIn,
WhatsApp.
Facebook.
Instagram.
This is the only person generating wealth. Only person. Every other person is just looking at me. But then I think it's important that we start taking note of some of these platforms and how it works for you. I met a young lady on the red carpet earlier on, and she did mention that she had to forfeit a boat cruise to be here. And I know what that means. For someone who is obsessed with water, I know what it means to forfeit a boat cruise. And she did mention that she means business coming here. She wants to know how to deal with money. And I was just wondering if you can take us through that step of how do I move from managing money to maximizing money?
Okay, so I believe so much that is here. Still going to have a section on money that I believe is going to maximize us. However, this is it. It's money has a personality. There is a personality that money has. For instance, I grew up learning that if you, for instance, mess up with money, the intelligence of money is going to work against you. And that's why many a time people say, don't love money. But that is fact, and it is scriptural, that the love of money is the root of all evil. However, there is a dimension that is not written, but it's written in my heart. You know what that dimension says? Don't love money, but you must do what money loves. Okay? So many people don't do what money loves, and they are wondering why they are broke. Many people don't do what money loves. Money loves to be respected. Money loves commitment. Money loves to work. That is why if you work for money for the rest of your life, you are going not anywhere. Why? Because imagine you have a boss that never sleeps. Imagine you have a boss that works 24 hours, and if he doesn't go home, you don't go home. Then what happened to you? That is money. So money is better used than to allow money to use you. So this is it. It begins with intelligence. It begins with clarity. It begins to know that this is a money planet. Now, no matter what you want to do, money is not everything, but it affects everything. Now, if you don't understand that money affects everything, you will not take money serious. And people that don't take it serious don't have serious money. So if you want to have it serious, you need to be unapologetic that you want to be rich. It is spiritual to be rich. It is, practical to be rich. It is, very important that you come to that state. And you see, some people can buy a School of Money book right now, then we hide it when they're on the road. Because they don't want people to see them carrying a book that has money on it. Now, how do you become wealthy being ashamed of something that symbolizes wealth? You are scamming yourself. So this is fundamental. You need to come to terms with it. That poverty is not poetic. You need to come to the reality that poverty is demonic in nature and it reduces the wisdom of a man to a noise. Until you come to terms with that, you will never take it serious. And wealth cannot be built with a man that wants it as an interest. Wealth is only built by a man that wants it as a commitment. So until you are committed, money don't open up its votes to you. So it is important that we know the Financial Intelligence Summit is not for people that are interested in money. It's for people that are committed to the influence they can make with money. Because let me tell you, your influence can become hybrid omnipresent with money. It means that you can be in a place that you are not physically. That means you can affect generations even when you are dead. I tell you for free, the people that have mastered money, when they are dead, their impact will still be speaking. And that is why we are here today. We're not here to get by. We are here to get ahead. So you need to understand that this is the old game. The old game is you can build wealth, but it begins with managing. Managing means you must master making it. The first rule is you must make it. You see, you can't manage what you don't have. So you must master high income skill. And then after you have made it, you want to save it. You see, saving is for financial discipline. Investing is for financial abundance. Do you understand that? That means you save for financial discipline, you invest for financial abundance. That means if you save, you have discipline. That means that is the essence of saving. You save for discipline. That means you can go window shopping without taking away the window. That is, savings. That means you go there, you save your money, you check it as I'm coming back. Okay. But this is it. After you save, what do you do with your savings? You have to look for investment vehicle.
True.
Asset. For me, I'm big. I want to invest in real estate, income producing asset. That's what I do. But this is it. It begins with high income skill, ability to sell, ability to negotiate, ability to lead, ability to be courageous. Those are high income skill. Let me tell you, the word pay a man for being courageous than being smart. Because you see, you can be speaking of what you don't know, but you're speaking of it courageously, and people will still be paying you.
Right.
You understand? But you can know something and you are speaking of it timidly, and people will always say, and they will go and pay a man that seems like an ignorant, but because it's courageous. So courage is an high income skill. Courage is cash flow. That means if you don't have it, you have nothing. So you need to understand that, you need to be committed, and after that you need to begin to save. Save, not just for saving, save to thrive. Save to look for opportunity. Because you see, the Latin word for saving is preparing. That means when you are saving, you are preparing for something. So what are you preparing for when you are saving? And then after you save, then begin to invest. You are not investing to take risks. You are investing to get rich. Alright? So that means you need to understand that. You put your money in zealous, you are investing to get rich. You are doing things because you know you want to get rich. Nobody gets rich in this world without investment. If anybody showed you is rich without investment, it's a scam.
Yeah, so
check it out. She's not rich. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point I'm just going to stand for a bit. I hope I still have the stamina to, because it's shaking. Really, really shaking. All the tables and the stage right now. But I have very limited time. In fact, my time is up. But I'm just going to allow one person ask a question. One person with the permission of all of our distinguished guests. I'm not going to take so much time. If there's no question, we let them go. But if you're interested, you have to come outside. Like 1, 2, going once.
If you want to give your life to God, sorry, you want to ask a question.
Going twice.
Do we have anyone that would like to? Oh, you've all.
1, 2. Okay, I guess everybody's
Let's put that together for our panelists.
Okay, I have someone. Please, you have to come fast.
Okay.
Thank you. Come like your life depends on it.
It's not that.
Thank you very much. Please make it short and simple.
Straight to the question.
All right, good afternoon. So my question is to both of you. We talked about passion, and this is Nigeria. Passion doesn't work to an extent. An average person got into an industry because they see a gap there. They got into it, got that platform, and they're making something out of it. How then do you just see an opportunity and you don't have a passion for it and you still maximize it and it feels like you have a passion for it? That's the first thing. Second thing, Mr. Tade, what's the biggest skill that you think a person needs for closing a deal? You are probably the best closer that we've ever had. The biggest skill. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Where do we start? I think we should answer the first question.
Okay, so I think we need to understand that you may not need to know everything, but you can still achieve whatever you want to achieve. It's all about you understanding how to integrate the right people into your system to achieve what you want to achieve. So for instance, I'm very good in speaking, very good in writing, but I don't need to be everywhere. All I have to do is to look for a way of maximizing my strength with the other things that I don't have, which is my weaknesses. So if I need to hire someone who needs to get my write-up on Amazon for me to make more money, that means that I will activate the right persons. So what he's trying to do, or what you're trying to say, is that because you're passionate about something, you know the passion doesn't work. It means that you have missed some certain steps you need to integrate. So I can be passionate about something, but I need to understand how I can turn that passion to profit, which is whatever we're talking about. It means that if I need my books to go online, what do I need? How do I put implement system? How do I promote? He's talking about courage. He's talking about closing this deal. So who do you need to speak to? He's talking about promoting. So who do I need to connect to help me promote this, my campaign, to the right people to see my product to close the sales? You can't do everything. That is the essence of technology. You can't do everything. That is the essence of you collaborating and looking for the right people in your team for you to turn that passion to profit for yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Tade Cash.
All right, thank you very much, Samson. My friend that asked that question, many times, for many years, people have been told it takes two to make a sale. But it doesn't take two to make a sale, it takes one to make a sale. One person needs to be sold that something needs to be sold. That means the moment you are sold on it, there are many dreams that nobody believes in when you started it. But you are sold on it. When you are sold on something, with time, humanity always follow the man that is sold on something. That means you get to a prospect and you are asking a question, this product can be sold, and he said, let me think about it. If I am sold on it, I'm going to ask you to think about what? All right? Because there is something you need to think about. But in a nutshell, because there is no time, this is it. Closing is a mentality before it becomes an activity. You need to know that until you close a deal, you have not solved a problem. Until you close a deal, you have not helped someone. Until you close a deal, no one is helped. So be sold on it that you're going out there to close.
It starts in the mental space, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for these amazing men, the cash flow entrepreneur as well as the digital entrepreneur, who has done amazingly well for this panel session. We'll take a picture here together before we step down.
While we're taking, say closing the deal is the work. Is the work. No, that's not said again. Is a mentality that? Yes, it's a mentality before it's drop the mic. Can we please celebrate them? Yes. Celebrate them. This is the only country where you see a photographer taking pictures and they're the ones smiling. Let's celebrate them. Celebrate them. Thank you so much. Amoyo, you have to stay. We're taking the next panel session.